What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with Motor City Lions Talk. And got into an interesting debate at one of the Detroit Lions groups on Facebook. We was talking about Teez Tabor. And, one of the guys came at me like, well, Deion Sanders started from day one. He made an impact. And Marcus Peters made an impact day one. Why Teez Tabor can't make an impact day one? I said, shoot, for every Deion Sanders and Marcus Peters, shit, there's like 10, probably 10 million Teez Tabors to them. Cornerback isn't an easy cornerback is an easy position to adjust to. It takes time. Darrelle Revis wasn't Revis Island the first 2 or 3 years. It took him a while to get there. Darius Slade wasn't the hottest thing when he first got there. They tried to fit him into a zone scheme. He was a man type of corner coming out of Mississippi State, because I watched him in Mississippi State. Him and Jonathan Banks. Obviously, a lot of people wanted the Lions to take Jonathan Banks in. He ain't panned out too well. He was here for a minute. Where's he at now? Darius Slade was the better cornerback. He was the guy that came from JUCO. So it takes time to adjust from the quarterback position. It's too early to give up on Teez Tabor. It's an adjustment period. And was I the biggest promoter of Teez Tabor being drafted in the second round by the Lions? Absolutely not. I wanted them to get the linebacker I think is playing for Houston. I think his name is Kevin Johnson from Vanderbilt. I wanted them to get him. I was the guy that wanted them to get Joe Mixon at running back. Different ways. But Teez Tabor has amazing ball skills, and in the worst case scenario, if his foot speed isn't up to par, he can move to safety. He's that type of tackler that can move to safety, and study up and try to replace Grover Quinn and Tavon Wilson at some point. But I think he's gonna be just fine at the quarterback position. I'm not panicking. Do I like Nevin Lawson? Absolutely not. I don't like Nevin Lawson. Has Nevin Lawson improved? Absolutely, but he's second in the league in PI calls, and probably overall penalties, he's probably 1 or 2 as well. When you're talking about holding penalties and PI calls, he had a lot of holding calls that hasn't been called yet. Obviously there's a disconnect between him and some of the corners that he's facing. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's doing well." Are we missing the pass interference penalties that's costing us? Are we missing the holding penalties that's costing us? If he was actually was, as good as they believe him to be, they wouldn't be interchanging him with DJ Hayden. They wouldn't be swapping him out. It's basically like one of those college competitions where they got 2 quarterbacks and they playing them in and out and trying to pick who's number 1. The way the fans are making it seem on my page on YouTube and on the pages on Facebook is like Nevin Lawson is just this great corner. If he was that great corner, him and DJ Hayden wouldn't be switching, And Teez Tabor, he's starting to be on the active roster. He's starting to dress, and of course he's not going to play the nickel in the inside because I don't think that's his game. He's a 1 or a 2 type of corner, and let's give him some time. He's about 6'1". It's going to take some time for him to get adjusted to speed. Some people hit the ground rolling. Marcus Peters would have been a top 5 or top 10 pick if he didn't have issues off the field in college, getting kicked off the Husky team. Not Deion Sanders is 1 in a million, talent-wise. Athletic ability out this world. So you can't compare, all-time great to a guy that's coming up in the league. And some people learn at different speeds. It's just the way it is. So is it too early to write off Teez Tabor, Jalen Tabor? Absolutely, we can't write this guy out. Write this guy off. Absolutely. This guy has ball skills out this world. Maybe he has to move on from the Lions and go somewhere else and be in a Tampa 2 type of cover corner like Rondé Barber was. And you might see a whole different type of scheme. Like Chris Carter said on First in the Morning. With Nick Wright, who's horrible when it comes to LeBron. Horrible overall. He said, this is a system league. If you ain't in the right system, you will get marginalized. He's absolutely right. They seen something that fits in their system with Teez Tabor, and it's going to work. Let's give him some time. We got the best defensive coordinator in the league, in my opinion, in Terrell Austin. They seen something in Tabor that fits their system. He just has to adjust. It's an adjustment period. I understand people say, he played in the SEC. Hey, it's a large gap, even one that was one of the best conferences in football in the SEC to the NFL, He was improving. He must be improving in practice, with that, not that many padded practices no more. It's going to take time, Of course, Darius Slade came in and plugged in, but he was benched, I think, a couple times his first year. Teez Tabor, they don't want his confidence to get shot. I think his confidence was already shot by being in training camp. You know, I heard he was getting burnt and he was getting frustrated, and Darius Slay's trying to mentor him. So they know his confidence is not high. But now he's starting to dress. Maybe he's starting to get that confidence in practice, you know. And if he's needed, then we got a second-round talent that's going to have to learn by fire. And that's fine. We got to give him some help like we give Greg Robinson some help, you know. They don't want to be in a position where guys are able to pick on Teez Tabor and his confidence just get completely shattered. He's not the same anymore. So he's going to play his way in. Of course, he doesn't. He might have more pure talent than Nevin Lawson and DJ Hayden. He might do. I think he does have more pure talent, but he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the technique. Technique is the number one thing when you playing as a corner, you know. So you got to get that technique down. They got to, you know, and maybe by next year or by the middle of the season we have some injury. He may be ready. Maybe by next year. It's okay. I understand that the second round pick must play, and it might have been a mistake for this year. But if he turns out and be good, and he comes and turns out to be anything comparable to Darius Slay, we'll be happy in the future because we have a solid corner and Nevin Lawson right now who is solid and holding it down. But we have an upgrade on the way that we don't have to worry about drafting, possibly. But we gone.